Tempest 2000 is one of those games that unexpectedly is one of the more addictive games that anyone could ever play, as this was an Atari Jaguar exclusive title, but it would see ports to the PS1 and Saturn, which I don't think they're the definitive way to play them, despite them being on those consoles. The best way for you guys just to play the games is just playing it on the Atari Jaguar. It was made for the Jaguar, and it looks much better than the one that you see on the PS1 and Saturn. So, thankfully, with the Atari 50 collection, the game was brought over as the Atari Jaguar version for the modern systems, so that way you guys can see how the game is in terms of gameplay and what the hype is all about. Now, I'm just gonna say this, I guess the game was so popular that the game released its own CD soundtrack. Yes, there's a CD soundtrack of this game, which you guys should be able to find at some places, hopefully. But who knows if they even still sell them one of these days, unless it's eBay sellers. But anyhow, in terms of this game, during development, Jeff Minter volunteered to do a Tempest game, as it was one of his favorites. So they allowed him to bring the game to the Atari Jaguar as Tempest 2000. As there was differences in terms of gameplays, as it's just a modified version of it. The reason I say that is that they added power-ups, bonus levels, and more different enemy types so you guys can even play. There's been some 16 levels of different designs when it comes to like facing enemies. But there is another version of this game, like under it. It's the same thing, just no power-ups whatsoever. And you guys can also duke it out up to 2 players. If you guys played the original Tempest, you'll probably get the idea, but for those who have not, you just shoot all these enemies that are coming after you, and that was pretty much it. But make sure you don't have the enemies come on you, because if you do, if the enemy like touches you, the game is over basically. Well, you still have lives, so it doesn't really matter at this point. But my point is, you have to destroy the enemies that are appearing right in front of you. It doesn't even matter how many times you probably play this game. It's actually one of the more addictive games to play in the Atari Jaguar. But if you guys were thinking about getting the Atari Jaguar, this would be the game for you to definitely own if you're thinking of hunting down one of these systems. Or if you think that you just don't want to play Atari Jaguar at all, then you just play the Atari 50 collection, which is definitely a great game to play. It doesn't matter about the graphics, the gameplay is where it's at. Same with the music. I would have talked about a sequel, Tempest 3000, but that was only on the obscure Nuance system, which is a DVD player that plays games. I guess this game was successful too, because the guys behind us ended up bringing Defender 2000 and, well, Breakout 2000. Well, one of these, or at least both of them, were unreleased, but some of them were actually pretty much finished, as they were the aftermarket games, as they brought it out, but let's just say they ain't that superior to this game. So if you guys are thinking about playing and something that's addictive, something that you'll never get bored of, you should definitely pick this game up, as I think it'll give you some sort of time to play.